I thought you hated the theater. I also hate the sight of blood, but it's in my veins. Haffis Monthly Movie Report. Hello and welcome to yet another episode. This is our last episode for this year because the next episode will be coming out in January of next year. And that will be the final episode of Haffis Monthly Movie Report. But in this episode, we are taking a look at movies that I saw at home versus elsewhere. We got 12 movies, so let's begin. Cafe Society. Elsewhere. This movie made me mad. It's not a love story at all. It's a story about not being in love, I think. Otherwise, it was kind of nice. Next, A Shot in the Dark. A silly movie. Even sillier than the first Pink Panther. Had two good jokes in it though, so not totally worthless. House on the Haunted Hill. At home. A simple but clever story. Not much else I can say about it without spoiling. Next. The Third Man. At home. An interesting detective story. I guess I might like detective stories. I didn't think I did, but it seems like I do. Or maybe it's film noir that I like. I don't know what the difference would be. Has little else to offer, unfortunately, except a bit of a moral dilemma at the end. Next. The Great Dictator. At home. Plot was way different than I expected it to be. Movie has a lot of different small parts. Was expecting a simple story about a switch. And that was definitely not this movie. Fun and entertaining, even if I found most of the humor in the movie just silly. Jour de Fête. A pretty pleasant movie that eventually gets a couple of very funny jokes in it as well. Next. She's Funny That Way. At home. Has some references to classic movies just in the start though. More would have been nice. Didn't make me laugh, mostly because of Jennifer Aniston's character. Tully. At home. Has some nice family moments, and the surprise at the end makes it actually kind of better, even though it's worse. It depends on how you look at it. Black Adam. Elsewhere. Good start and has a nice joke about catchphrases. Also like the overpowered action, but does a Dark Knight Rises halfway through the movie. Keep it simple, people. That simple is nice, you know. Simple but clever is the best way to make a movie. Central Intelligence. Elsewhere. Pretty funny, made me laugh out aloud a lot and wake my sister. Sorry about that, sis. Um, Also had some nice touching moments in it, so good stuff. The Rock's acting seems kind of off in this one, though. The Third Murder at Home. Love me some courtroom drama. Or courtroom stuff in general, I guess. And this is a pretty good one. Show us how things can go wrong. Also, some interesting framing work with the camera. Footage work, I guess. Big part of the movie is figuring out what really happened, and it was fun. Limelight. At Home. Touchy movie. Had me after the first 5 minutes. Also made me notice that Chaplin is really good with dialogue. I thought you hated the theater. I also hate the sight of blood, but it's in my veins. Really good. Time to take a look at the stats because we're done with all the movies, aren't we? We're done! Done with the movies! Okay, so movies at home. I saw 8 of them, and they were a total of 844 minutes. While movies elsewhere were only 4, and they were a total of 398 minutes. The average runtime of movies elsewhere was 100 minutes, while the average runtime of movies that I saw at home was 106 minutes. So movies at home were a bit longer in average. Average year at home was 1977, while average year elsewhere was 2001. So I saw a whole lot of more modern movies elsewhere than I saw at home. And the rank in average is 7th or 84th of 145 compared to the other first views of this year. And that's the same for both categories, both at home and elsewhere. This is the first time this has happened. Kind of cool. So I guess it's a tie. I mean, you could look at it, and I generally like older movies, but I also generally like shorter movies. So both categories have like something good, but they have the same average rank. So I guess it's a tie. And that's why it ends with a tie. Now, in December, I'm gonna look at movies early in December versus movies late in December. Tune in next time to find out how that goes. Until then, bye bye! Hello and welcome to a special quiz that I'm gonna call the Harry Huffy quiz because, well, it's all about how well you know me. Here we go, question number 1. What is Harry Huffy's real name? Is it A. Harry, B. Huffy, C. Luke, or D. Harry?